What's up, YouTube? Confirmation221 here, and welcome back to another Cody of Heroes 2 online series, Season 2. We're now doing a match on Smoky, and we're playing with Nick again. As you saw, the last match was actually on this exact same map, and we went to Oberkommando. Well, I was the Oberkommando was, and he was the Wehrmacht. Anyway, this is a pure US versus Wehrmacht battle, so I thought that was kind of cool. We're both playing as the United States, obviously, and these guys are both the good old standard Wehrmacht, so usually you see OKW versus the or going against the U.S. So it's gonna be kind of fun. One thing these guys can understand about the United States is when you have two players that are gonna be doing that faction, it's pretty good to get some machine guns. So anyway, we're up at the top here, so I'm immediately getting some of my rear echelon troops. Now keep in mind they do have the suppression volley fire. The volley fire basically suppress multiple squads right now. They're actually pretty I get pretty frustrated when that happens to me because I can have two squads moving up and the volley fire will suppress both of them. And it does last. They put it down to 15 seconds. That was a recent update. It used to last 20 seconds. But still, I mean, that's a little ridiculous. These guys need to be, because look how cheap they are. They're like 160 manpower to have suppression ability like that. It's a little unfair. So there's been a lot of argument about rear echelon troops, and I think they should probably just remove that ability at some point or make it last for 10 seconds or something. I still think 15 is too long. But to have a cheap unit like that with that, that's just a little ridiculous. Now you can see they're pushing up here. Now, one thing you need to realize about this map is this is the cutoff here in the road. So if we hold this point, we basically cut off all their munitions. So you can see Martin's moving, Nick is moving in. Nick is moving in with his rear echelon troops and some riflemen. I usually get about 3 or 4 riflemen before I do anything. I'm stopping to use the ambulance now. Like, I'm not really using it anymore. But I mean, it's quite good to keep your men at the front line. And I'm going to keep pushing forward right here. You can see they're kind of going to try to put an MG42 in the house there. Or in the church, but Martin is going to seize it first, and you can see these guys instantly stopped and sat up because they were trying to come in the church from this side. See, there's an awesome rifleman in this church window. And see, there's firing shots. It's going to become a big urban fight over here. Anyway, on my side, I'm having some engagements, or I was trying to have some engagements with the guys there. I'm very surprised they didn't even go up to the munitions, but I see that Martin's kind of getting double teamed in the middle with the fog of war on. You can kind of see multiple players. That's what's so useful about having these player colors. They're not just both red, I can really see they're both focusing on him. And then I'm surprised, you brought these guys to cut off that point, or I guess you want to connect up his victory point, which you don't really need because you need to bother to capture the munitions there. And you can see these guys at long range, and you get utterly wiped out by the riflemen. You have 10 guys shooting at you, so I'm going to pretty much, I think I gotta shift down here because Martin's in trouble. Nick's in trouble there. Keep calling him Martin because that's what his old name was. So he's gonna fall back. He's taking heavy losses. You can see now we're starting to take more fire. This is gonna be a fast-paced game, by the way. A lot of riflemen, a lot of Grens. So I need to have these guys move on to assist. You can see these guys did get suppressed by the house, but you can see his MG needs to pull back. It's Vet 1. It's killed quite a lot of men. It just needs to get out of there. It's killed 5 men, I guess. These guys had to withdraw. As an American player, you gotta be very careful. If you start losing those rifleman squads early, like 2 or 3 of them, you're gonna be in deep trouble. That's your main infantry body. It's just really bad to lose a rifleman squad because you're gonna see it in a second here. It's a lot cheaper to reinforce. Anyway, this MG42 dropped, and I'm like, oh, don't mind if I do. Anyway, these guys get it, and I'm just like, I was trying to get that, but you know, they're trying to set up and everything. I'm gonna toss a grenade. I got a grenade because they're in the buildings, you know. So I'm going to wipe out this squad. I'm immediately going to seize this. Even if I lose a rifleman squad, I don't think I will, but I see an opportunity to get this. I'm going to immediately pack them and get the hell out of there. And see multiple men are dying. He really wants that gun back. You can see this guy is barely, like he's carrying his rifle, right, without the machine gun, but the machine gun was stolen. So, Nick over here is doing a good job pushing up. Basically, the way the game is now is, well, actually, interesting on this. Wow, I never noticed that. I thought, okay, for the Oberkommando West, I guess it's how many points you have. Nope, there's still standard points here. Well, I guess, yeah, the standard points, they basically still generate fuel munitions. automatically if you hold more territory. I kind of like that. It makes sense. If you're holding most of the map, you should get rewarded for something. I can see him over there, so, well, actually I can't, but I kind of know he's on the other side of this hedge because I saw him kind of move this way. I can see we have a mortar guy just frozen in place here. He's going to try to make a push. I'm just going to toss a grenade. Or I was going to toss a grenade, but now I'm going to fall back. I want to get behind some cover. Yeah, this is just not a fight for me with that one rifleman squad. So I'm at our re-equipping here and reinforcing. Now, one thing I didn't do, I was trying to get, basically move up to get my lieutenant and a major out at some point here, but I didn't want to, like, slow my fuel down by getting bars. What really kills, I didn't pick the doctrine either. That's another thing I haven't done yet. It's been about 5 minutes. I'm just not quite sure what doctrine I should be using against the Wehrmacht just yet. I haven't seen any kind of major tanks or anything. I think I didn't want to use any of the artillery. I might. I actually can't remember what doctrine I chose for this, but light machine gun's very deadly against the the Brownings are very deadly. If you equip your men with the Brownings, 60 munitions each, they can do that defensive stance and just utterly wipe out units. And have a suppression bonus. So I'm forced to fall back. I'm getting an ambulance now because I figure out, I have 4 riflemen, I have a machine gun squad out. Might as well. See Martin's aggressively pushing. Nick's aggressively pushing towards this area. They're building a fuel cache. Now keep in mind, the fuel cache should be built like around here. I mean, this isn't a very secure area. It doesn't have very many units. So I'm throwing grenades and he's falling back. I just want to keep him out. Like, if I can control this, if I can choke point these guys off right around here, and, have Nick hold the center here, I mean, that's all we need, right? They're on their choke point here. It's like if we got pushed all the way back to here, it's really bad on this map. What they can do is they can get around it and, do a massive flank attack and hit Nick's flank over here. See, they're popping grenadiers in here. 50 cal in the church there. And they also have Lieutenant. I'm going to take some fire from some grenadiers here. You can see Nick is pushing in. And we have grenadiers over here. I have Mag 50 cal set up and some heavy, or some light cover here behind this little cart. And you can see Nick's infantry are coming under fire from a mortar. This mortar is actually going to do a lot of damage against this clumped up troop. Well, some of them are a little... He's a little clumped up there. And I'm just going to be tossing grenades over. I know there's Germans over there. I'm actually trying to hit the machine gun. And I'm just going to pull these guys back to my ambulance here, which is reinforcing my men. Now, if I had light machine guns, that would have been very deadly. But keep on, I don't have a ton of munitions right now. And I'm using, well, actually, I'm getting munitions, but I'm using grenades left and right. So... Grenades do have a high munitions cost. So now Nick is using his mortar half-track, so he went with this infantry company. Yeah, so Nick is pushed up with 2 machine guns now. I'm not sure what's better yet, the Browning or the MG42. And I'm just further securing my flank here. I built a fighting position with my extra manpower. I'm going to try to build probably another one, but I just want to keep flanking this MG. But you guys know, a mortar half-track, whether it's, Wehrmacht or the regular one, they're just going to do a whole lot of damage. Throw another grenade, and I'm just going to have to fall back. Just by... okay, I went paratrooper. I went the airborne doctrine here. Last way to get some paratroopers. So I have a lot of my guys kind of back here reinforcing, replenishing. And then I also have this fighting position. These guys shoot rifle grenades, which is pretty awesome, the rear echelon, when they get in here. I guess there's some, those almost look like mortars. These are actually rifle grenade rounds, so that makes sense. But when your riflemen go in there, they don't get those, so. I don't know, made some with their carbines versus the M1 Grands the US soldiers have. I gotta say, the rear echelon troops, it look like US soldiers in winter gear. Like, you can see how the grenadiers here, they look like summer gear, but they look a lot different in winter. So now they're relocating their mortar, trying to take over that. no push on this side. I was telling Martin that he should, or Nick, I was telling Nick that he should kind of try to push on this side. And that's what he's going to do now with an AA and some more troops. Just overwhelm because they're pretty pinned over here. I'm throwing grenades. Should be using rifle grenades against me, but I'm actually throwing some smoke. I want to obscure the vision of that. You can see this AA half-track's pretty deadly against the infantry. I mean, it's really annoying when the enemy gets, if you're over command in Westward, it's kind of hard for you to kill. I mean, it's great against, I guess it'd be great against the Luftwaffe doctrine. Oh, the air support, but you can see he's destroying that fuel cache. There's 200 manpower down the drain. So now they're pushing up. I once again have a lot of men, including my lieutenant up here. Now I have a major out. I'm going to try to get some Shermans. I can't drop a 50 cal. I've been trying to use these Pathfinders, and they just don't seem like they're great units overall. Like, I've been trying to use them at range, kind of like a sniper skirmisher guys, and they might be buffed at some point because they don't seem very decent. Like the paratroopers themselves are extremely good. Well, they have the car. I had my a full paratrooper squad wiped out by a storm pioneer when I dropped them in right. And they were in heavy snow, and the storm pioneer closed on. It was like vet 1 and just wiped out my whole wiped out all my men. I would like to try. I guess Martin went and yeah, Nick went down the captain thing, so you get ATs and the howitzers. I usually just skip it. I figure, you know, I always want to get the tank out early. Roughly around, I guess the new rule is like, what, 14 minutes, 12 minutes or something. So that MG did pin him, but Nick's half-track will move on over there. So, those are riflemen. You can see he did, Nick did upgrade his guys to the Browning. This guy is holding American firepower right there. That'll be his 4th of July. And I'm perfectly content with our positions over here. Oh, I didn't finish this. Oh, no, it's just upgrading. Okay, cool. So to completely cut off any German advance, I do have this fighting position here. I'm feeling pretty good. I don't think they have any kind of, any real fuel. They haven't tech. Well, this guy teched up. Wayne teched up, and yeah, he has no fuel. We cut them off from their fuel. They do have an Osman out, though. So now they're deciding to shift focus, because we have this whole sector pretty much locked down. So it should flood as we're echelon. But when you're stuck in this negative cover, I mean, you're just gonna die. He needs to pull back because, you know, the Wehrmacht's AA is definitely gonna kill the lighter American AA, and they also have a Panzerschreck, damages engines. This guy's screwed. Luckily, I have a Jackson coming out to deal with that. Martin's, yeah, Nick is not going to freak out here. He's just going to realize he's going to lose that. Nothing he can do about it, nothing I can do about it, and they're going to take back this victory point. So, you can see we have a lot of Osttrooping right now. These could be, who knows? You know, there might be an Austrian faction at some point. Maybe a Hungarian or oh, that's bad. And I was kind of freaking out right now because Nick here was losing all his... He was losing all his light vehicles here. And by the way, these things take... These American Jacksons, they take forever to produce, it seems like. It takes a good, like, 50 seconds, or like... I don't know what the specific seconds are, but it takes a while. So you can see how I have these guys here, anti-tank rifle grenades. If he decides to push on here, I hit him with an anti-tank rifle grenade, and Duke Jackson should be out soon. And he's going just far enough away. Probably going to hop these guys out here and launch a rifle grenade against them. Or these guys will flank. So we're going to launch an anti-tank rifle grenade. And boom, hit its engines. So now its engine's in trouble. So I could consider dropping an anti-tank gun. They're getting hit by the mortar. Major push in the center here. Nick is doing his best to fight him off. And we have my tank destroyer. Now one thing I could do is I gotta bring my tank destroyer around the map down here to go attack this awesome before it gets repaired. The problem is I'm going through a lot of Grenadiers, and I got news for you. It just takes one Panzerfaust to slow our advance. So I'm trying to help Nick in the center here and cut off any retreating units. The thing is, a lot of this attack is made up of Osttroopen, which are pretty weak, especially against light machine guns. One of the great things about the U.S. troops here is that they can pretty much be anti-tank, they can be anti-infantry with the light machine guns, so they can just be decent overall with bars. And you can see right now I am going to drop something. I believe it is an AT gun. Yep, so then I can man with some of my riflemen and then reinforce off my ambulance. So they kind of temporarily, oh, get this, my Hellcat got stuck off of his AT gun there. So he's a steward out, Nick is a steward, and then I got my Jackson here. Another assault coming. Keep in mind when they have that over their head, they're in cover, and that's when they get a little bit of bonus. So we did manage to get that. But now, Osttroopen with the light machine gun. I tried using Osttroopen, you know, I wanted to make a video on it at some point here. But they're not too good unit. They're not a very good unit. You shouldn't be using that as your main infantry because they will just get shredded. So I'm going to be a little cockier with my Jackson. I'm going to try to look for this Oswin here. You can see he's kind of a defensive bonus. You know, I changed my mind there. I saw the blob coming after me, and it's just not worth me getting my Jackson destroyed here. I can get another one soon anyway. So now we have an anti-tank gun here. This whole match we've pretty much been pushing these guys back. So keep in mind, if you're going against the Wehrmacht, you know, Martin, it's kind of me and Nick worked off each other. So basically, I had I teched fast. I had the rifleman, just a standard rifleman. I was able to get a Jackson out, and Nick was able to go with like a little bit of the lighter vehicles, like with the captain and the steward and the mortar half track, and really anti-infantry. So it worked out well. I was able to get the tank out and be able to fight off any kind of thing in case they decide to move out, which they probably will. And Martin there was able to pretty much decimate their infantry. So I decided to finally get some bars here. And heavy artillery goes down here. They're down at 200 points. I'm telling Nick over here just to take that side. So you can see I did open fire, and I going after this tank right here. I see a machine gun. But I should really be pushing in. You know, just with the fog of war, right? You just don't know what's on the other side there. And you know, I mean, it's better to wait for, like, I'm grabbing a Sherman here, and then I'll probably push. So you can see barbed wire and mines over here. Now these are Teller mines, so they will not activate with infantry. The basic Wehrmacht have the S mines.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
Now they're mortaring me. So we have our oh, I didn't get bars. I was just my lieutenant. Whoops. Gives you to notice the lieutenant and the bar and the regular troops look exactly the same, except he has a bar. So more supplies coming in from our boys in the Air Force, and they're gonna drop a 50 cal. So I have my tank right here. I just want to capture. I want my tank to kind of cover me. They are flanking, but you know, with the Stewart's pretty good against infantry. It's basically a light tank. You might remember that from coming up here as one with the British. And when you start losing whole units like that, and you're pushed back to here, it's just not good. Interesting how CH Triz or something, I don't know. Interesting how this player teched all the way up to heavy Panzer Corps. That's if you're winning and you have a lot of fuel. Anyway, we've just pretty much we've had them bottlenecked here. You can see this unit ran away. It was from a crew of some sort. And now I feel pretty confident. I always get the, for facing light infantry, I'll get a Sherman out first, but usually I like to get the Jackson out just to counter any kind of Oswins or anything, but it's always good to have like a combination of Shermans and Jacksons. I never go with pure Shermans because they can, I mean, these guys are good against taking out Panthers if you run in any of those things. So you can see there's a Panther now. They're getting ready for an armored push here. Nice camo, by the way. So if the Oswin leads it, that's good. So you can see I'm thinking in my head, oh, I'll take this. And I see, like, whenever you see something like that, you see the Panther come out of the fog of war. You're just like, oh my goodness. So I'm my AT firing. Nick is calling artillery in on them. You can see there, I'm focused firing on the Panther because that'll do the most damage to me. This Panther command tank is not going to do a whole lot of damage with its small gun. And the artillery is going out, so that devastated any infantry that would have been there that they had to pull back. I'm going to keep pushing, and I did wipe out that Panther. Anyway, these guys, I guess they wanted to transfer forces around, like they did kind of like a weird flank there, but they did lose their Oswin, so good thing they did an AT there on my own here. I don't even think, might have hit the tank once or twice. But at this point, that's when you have a momentum shift, and this is my momentum shift here. If I want, I can take out, I'm trying to take out this mortar that's been harassing us the whole game. It does have 17 kills. 70 infantry is killed, mostly of Nick's troops there. And this is when, yeah, this guy quit. Because Nick has his Shermans out now, and I'm helping secure this flank on this side. So you can see I'm shooting high explosive shells, basically anti-infantry. They just have a lot of men standing around base not really doing anything, but they have no tanks now. I mean, I guess they have the light command tank, right, that's retreating back, but they just have a lot of infantry, and those will get destroyed by our machine guns. You can see I moved up 2 of my 50 cals there. I'm going to get to a relatively safe distance here, hop out of my Sherman and repair critical. I'll be seeing me use that ability just to repair engine in case I need to hop back in and pull back. And you can see my Jackson is just shooting at whatever. Not very good against infantry, he's only killed 1. They're basically like Su-85s, right? They're a little bit more fast, less armored. And that is when they start hitting me with the pack, so I have to pull back. But I didn't see the pack there because I was kind of focusing up here with moving my ambulance, and then I couldn't believe, I'm like, how did I lose that fast? And you can see the replay is basically over. So keep in mind on this map, you can push up. If you can push up as the Americans and really dominate one side of this map, all you have to do is hold the center on this map, sync air detected, play back over. No, it was just me. The servers are down right now, so that could have been a reason. So keep in mind, just hold this side. I like the balance that me and Nick had, where I went quickly kind of for tanks, and he did the anti-infantry, the light machine guns, you know, the mortar. That was a pretty good doctrine, so we went the infantry doctrine there, or infantry company, and that artillery. These two balance. I mean, I guess I could have gone for, if I had, I guess, you know, the assault engineers would be good for the Americans on this map too, with the satchel chargers and stuff. But either way, I kind of went for the tanks. He went for the infantry and the artillery, and that worked out quite well. We balanced each other out. Anyway, keep in mind, if you're the Wehrmacht on the other side against 2 U.S. players, fuel is very important to them. You can see the fuel really benefited us with critical repairs. Gave Nick a lot of opportunity to do the light machine guns. It's just basically pretty important for fuel. And machine guns early on are your best friends. They will pin American infantry before they get grenades or vetted up. When American infantry are vetted up, they can use the rifle smoke grenade. So the smoke screen grenade, and that will they can get around your MGs that way. But early MGs, guys, against the Americans. Anyway, cut from in 2-2-1 signing off. Hope you enjoy.